Hey, Rod Ryan here from Storm Mountain Training Center. I'd like to welcome you back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my theory and gear for my carbine and carbine setup. As you can see, I don't have a coffee maker on here and a whole bunch of other accoutrements. I'm pretty much a minimalist on the carbine side. I like the gun to shoot, to function. I need a light source, I need a good quality sling, and I need a sighting system basically. All right, so what I've got on this, I've got the capability to use a Surefire flashlight. I use that on my weak side so I can hit it with my thumb. I've got a Troy 4-end. I really like the Troy 4-end. It's easy to install. It was not really expensive. I've got Knight's Armament rail tops. I've got Magpul bus systems, backup iron sight systems. I'm running a Trijicon MRO red dot, and the reason for that versus a micro or an Aimpoint micro or the other products was cost for me. It was budgetary. We've been trying to beat this thing up and break it. We haven't been able to do it so far. It goes from a night vision setting all the way up to a very, very robust dot for perfect daylight conditions. It's been really good for me. Magazines that I'll use are just about anything I can get. I'm not a big believer in running magazines because they're a certain manufacturer, but the ones that have worked for us in the past are 20-round Vietnam arrows. You can get these at most gun shows by the dozens for a fairly cheap price. I've never ever had a malfunction with those 20-rounders. Okay, the other are post-Vietnam era 30-rounders, and of course Magpul PMags. These work for me 100% of the time. There's a bunch of other manufacturers out there of magazines. My concept would be to push to you, get a couple of each, fill them up, try them out. If they have any malfunctions due to the followers or lack of loading capabilities, whatever it might be, use those for training only. Don't carry those in situations where your life might depend on it. The concept of how I carry the gun, sling-wise, in the past I've used single-point slings. I was a SWAT guy in Washington, D.C. I like single-point slings to a point. With body armor, it takes the weight off of everything. Good clips. Bungee concept, so you can push the gun away from you if you want. I've now transitioned to a Lunar Concepts 2-point sling concept with an adjustable collar. This way, if I'm running close quarter battle, I can tighten it up and work it even with body armor. Or if I need to push it onto my back and do a climb on a ladder or deal with a customer, deal with a prisoner, if I was still a law enforcement guy, I can actually use this sling. Very, very versatile sling concept. And I'd recommend, if you guys haven't seen Lunar Concepts stuff, check them out online. They're a great company. My trigger mechanism is a stock GI factory concept. It's not one of the whiz-bang new super light or super goody. They're just standard. And I recommend that for any combat gun. You want to be able to touch your finger to that trigger if you're covering a guy and not have it go off because it's too light. I'm not a fan of light triggers. I'm a fan of a good combat weight trigger. My grip is a Magpul product, rubberized. I get a really high backstrap grip on the gun, and I like that little bit of extra padding right there, and I also can store some stuff in my grip. I do not have any of the whiz-bang mag release concepts, bolt release concepts. As you can see, I'm pretty much stock with the exception of this little device right here, which I ran an MP5 for a lot of years, and this helps me grip the magazine and release it at the exact same time. It's an old school muscle memory that I had that it's hard to break, and we'll demonstrate that for you in a few moments. It's also a great device if you're a left-handed shooter shooting a right-handed carbine. My sling attachments, I've got standards. I've got quick disconnects out front, and I've got this GG&G product here that's good for right or left-handed if I wanted to move it up to a CQB type situation. One of the things I get a lot of people asking me about is my rear stock area. Now, this is a standard plastic rear stock from about 1982. There's a lot of good products out there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't buy these new products if it fits you. I'm a short guy, I'm 5'6", and I liked a smaller, more skeletonized buttstock area because it fits me on my shoulder, and when I'm wearing body armor, it fits very snugly as well. All right, I'm not saying if you are a larger guy, you should probably do this, but if you're between 5'10", and 5.6 or so, this is a really good option. It helps you mount the gun faster, it allows you to turn it into a shooting position faster, and it's not in the way. My problem was it's always getting into my clothing. If it was extended down, it was always getting into my clothing or my body armor or my MOLLE, things like that. So I just said screw it, I cut it down, and I made it fit for me. As I said with the everyday carry stuff before, I make my stuff fit me. I don't care if it fits you or anybody else. My gun fits me. Hey, Rod Ryan from Storm Mountain. Thanks for watching the video. If you watched it all the way through, please subscribe to it and share it. Go to the Facebook, like that, share that as well. A lot of information on there that goes back and forth between our customers and our instructor staff. If you want some hands-on training, stormmountain.com. We'd love to have you out at our facility in West Virginia. Thanks very much.